Welcome back to this Linn LM-1 repair, and I've got a little bit of explaining to do first. As you can see, the display is working. So it was New Year's Day, everyone had gone to bed. A friend of mine has said, oh, the display is just going to be the ribbon cable not connected right. And as I was setting up the drum machine ready for filming the next day, I couldn't resist just popping out the ribbon cable and cleaning it, and the display came back. That was pretty amazing. As I was looking down at these ICs, if you remember, the tom wasn't working, and I noticed there is a pattern of the 393 binary counters, and the tom didn't have a 393 here. Looked at the schematic and it said it should be a 393, so I quickly popped one in, and then we have the toms back. I then thought I'd just quickly check these ICs before I do any filming, and all these ICs checked out for the hand clap that wasn't working. And after putting the chips back in, I got the hand claps back. So all in all, I fixed 3 of those little issues all in one go. Unfortunately, it wasn't on camera, but it was quite early in the morning on New Year's Day, so give me a break. But while all that was going on, I'd reached out to Linn for help on getting the system EPROM images, because I wasn't 100% sure that the software would have been completely correct. So I can't believe how people rallied to help me over the Christmas time. I managed to get the original version 1.1 files from Forat, which actually, when I compared it to my EPROMs, they matched 100%. So in fact, I had actually managed to save the system EPROMs. Anyway, I loaded the ones I got from Forat back onto the system EPROMs just to be 100% sure that they were correct. And Roger also put me in touch with Joe, who is an amazing guy. And he actually, through lockdown, decided he wanted to make a replica of the LM-1 using new techniques, and he built a whole new circuit board for it. And this was amazing news, because Britt has actually been working with Linn on creating his LUMA project, and this means he is fully endorsed and he has permission to work with Linn's intellectual property. And with his help, I was able to dig deeper into restoring this LM-1. So he saw that I had taken a copy of all the files, and because he was working with Roger, I felt secure in sending him copies of all the audio files. And to my amazement, I was not the only person nerding out at the New Year's time. Joe had done a deep dive in analysing all the sound files.
One other thing.
And he made me reread a few others with my EPROM technique to see if we could recover the best data that we could from the chips. So Greg Simon of the LUMA community had developed this amazing web-based program where I can load in bin files. So I could scan all my files and you can compare and contrast them. So this was really helpful in analysing all the reads from the sound files and choosing the best ones. Like here you can see there's some corrupt information.
One more thing.
This Linn drum serial number 38, which is very early, had the clave sound, which seemed to have got lost. And also the clap version 1, which one of the viewers commented on one of my shorts that he had noticed the clap was different. It became imperative now to make sure we had the best readings of these 2 sounds so they can be saved for the LM-1 community. And you can even buy LUMA ones from Deft Audio. And I was actually looking through their webpage, and there's some very interesting stuff on here. I mean, I was aware of the LUMA drum machine itself. Look, there's a DIY kit for it. But I wasn't aware of all these really cool MIDI products. I mean, these are the sort of stuff that Kenton was really famous for. And there's a whole range of different things on here. So if you're looking for some MIDI solutions, definitely check out Deft Audio. So here we have the original EPROMs in there, and this is a brand new burnt selection of EPROMs using the best versions of the reads that I got from these ones. So it'd be very interesting to see what happens if I record a beat, swap the chips and see if we can hear any difference. and I'll see if I can edit it so it'll be instantaneous. Okay, so I don't know what that sounds like. I won't know until I edit the video. But now we have completely EPROM bitrot free sounds on the lower board. And if you remember from the previous video, I found 3 faulty 393 binary counters. As a ratio, I thought there's quite a high chance that these might fail in the future. And when I looked on RS, these are actually going obsolete. So I just bought a load. They're only 70 pence each, and it took like 10 minutes just to replace them all. The last thing I want is this to come back with a simple fault like a binary counter failing. I think I'm totally finished now with the bottom board. All the sounds are playing fine. There was the instance of the chip. When I first got the board, one of the legs was bent over. I've put that back in straight, and there was another chip, I think it was on here, which had a pin out. I put that back in, and the last tech in here had not put the 393 in the correct place on the bottom board. So that's all cleared now. The bottom board is finished. The top board is almost finished.
Oh, listen, there's one other thing I wanted to ask you about.
So Joe was kind enough to send me a whole set of patterns that they have for the Luma. I tried to use it, but it wouldn't load up. And it turns out there's these 2 XR2211 ICs. One does the encoding for loading stuff back from tape, and the other one actually generates the FSK signals for tape sync. Now this part of the circuit was actually working fine. It was actually sending data from the LM-1 and also tape sync. So I swapped the 2 ICs round expecting that this IC was faulty, but it still didn't work. So then I had to tidy up this schematic because it was difficult to read. Here you can see what the correct values are. Ended up being a faulty IC. Both of these XR2211s are faulty. I've replaced both of them, and now I can load and save off tape, which is excellent. Because this drum machine is going to be used at the University of West London in the Pete Townshend studio, a student I can imagine very easily program 10-15 beats, have to go away and then come back only to find another student has rewritten over it. So I think the tape storage was vital to get fixed. I do need to recap the power supply. Now we know all the digital side is really good. This is going to get a whole fresh set of beautiful Nichicon capacitors, and this is the backup battery that we're using.
Oh, one more thing.
However, the genius Joe, he sent me this PCB. So what this does, places Z80, that gets put in here, and as you can see it's offset, and what this enables is a flash RAM. So we will not be needing these batteries at all, and also I can take the RAM out of the machine, which would be really good for power consumption and making the life of the power supply a lot easier. Okay, I've got my caps together. We're going to recap the power supply now. The only thing that's a bit tricky is that these power transistors hold the PCB in place, so I need to probably take out the power transistors. I've got some heatsink compound if I need it, and make sure I don't get these mixed up.
In a moment, reporter Linn joins us with a story that is just so strange and so important. We are devoting at least 2/3 of her night tonight to try to unravel the story about the strange sound, this hum, that people apparently are hearing all around the planet.
EPROMs that we've also talked about the last few years. Other sounds are compared, believe it or not, and you will hear them tonight, to an old TV playing loudly with voices, but words can't be understood. And then there are very loud insect-like buzzing sounds that just suddenly come, or low beats like drums, or droning white noise like a freeway, but where there is no freeway. Those that have experienced the strange sounds say that the first thing they do is look up, but what they are hearing surrounds them without a specific source point. And it starts off as white noise and becomes horn-like.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing. I'm so glad I've got these new Nichicons in. I had to get a Vichy in here. I couldn't get the Nichicon that I wanted, unfortunately. But I've got the unit. It's disconnected from the rest of the drum machine, so if anything goes wrong, we should still be okay. So let's just see. Have we got our negative 15 volts? Positive 15, and we've got a 5 volts, so that's good. Let's plug it into the drum machine and see if it turns on. Okay, I've got the battery connected again. She boots. Excellent. Now, am I crazy for going to this next step? I mean, everything is working. The memory's okay, the backup battery's working. Although, I'm not too keen on leaving these batteries in for long periods of time. And that memory is old stock, whereas Joe's board is brand new. So, and it's got a new reset circuitry. So I think we're going to attempt it.
In the depths of this entertaining mind, no more cups of tea. Take a risk and be surprised. He's got a hook for a hand. He's a solitary man.
That's great. Now we've got a lovely, nice socket there for the CPU to sit in. Thanks, Joe, for sending that. That was pretty life-saving. Okay, now we can put Joe's board. Make sure we're lined up. Okay. She boots up. Check that out. Fantastic. And I've disconnected the batteries. So everything now is fitting on this flash RAM. Okay, that's even just one more little thing I want to do is just give this play stop button a little bit of a service. It's not bad. Oh, spring just fell out then. Didn't see which way round it went in. But I thought I'd just give it a little bit of a clean. I really don't want to damage this tiny piece of metal, so I don't really want to mess with it too much. So let's see how this spring gets put back together. So I've taken it apart and cleaned it, and there's this spring which I believe hooks under this piece of plastic here, and then under another piece of plastic there. Let me just give a clean around the edges here, the metal. It's quite tight, the space around the top. Also give a good clean to the button edge. You can see there's quite a bit of dirt on there. Well, we almost got to the end of this repair now. There was just one more thing. My turn to be Columbo. So occasionally, what you would hear at the speakers is like, it triggers some sounds, and it would erase all the memory from the sequencer. And this has been happening from the very beginning, and I didn't really stress too much because I wanted to make sure that all the other bits were working in place. And as I was getting through the repair, it was actually getting longer and longer periods of time before it would actually sort of flip out and lose its memory. And by the time I got around to replacing Joe's board, which has got its own reset clock circuitry, it would be on for like 6 hours, and then suddenly you would hear it and it would lose all its memory. Looking at the manual, it does say in the service manual that if you do lose memory, it's probably part of this failsafe circuitry. So I thought, well, let's take this chip out and see if it still boots. And of course, because Joe's board has got all the reset circuitry, it's still booted. So I took the other chip out, it's still booted. And then there was a long power cable coming to the 10 volt rail, which was powering this circuit. So I disconnected that, so I knew that there was no power there, and it booted. And very quickly after that, it started crashing, and it was like looping sounds. So, as before, it took 6 hours to do that. So I disconnected every connection from this board, because none of it is in use now, because Joe's board takes over this whole circuitry. And since I've done that, the LM-1 has been absolutely solid. It's been on for about 4 days now.
Oh, Mr. Darwin, just one more thing, sir.
Yes, Lieutenant.
I hate to bother you.
So when the drum machine arrived at the university, there was a big gap between this back panel and it's actually looked a bit bigger than it does now. A decision was made just to put this piece of metal on to make it safe, because you don't want students sticking their hands down the gap. And here you can see we have some kind of riveted screws which you're able to screw these brackets on. And it turns out that all the brackets that are holding onto the back edge had come out. And this one fits into the corner, and these flat ones There should be 3 of them. Only 2 have managed to make it here. I've got both the corners. And luckily, I do have one imperial screw that fits perfectly in this one, which means that this one will actually be useful because you can't really get to the bolt. On the sides, I can get to the new bolts that I'll install. So under here, you can clearly see where these 2 are here, and then this back one holds the front of the Linn on. So I'm going to have to see if I can drill up through those holes.
When I step in a dance, straight knew it'd be crazy. Lady shaking ass, go baby. Couple drinks, 2 speech, real lazy. But still back to a guess, I'm like Swayze. Real good with the flows. I make these at all of my shows. And if you think that you know, I'm like, so. My food's good, it's the music, bro. Ain't got no time to be on road shotting a dirty crows. Keep them crack rocks for lost pups. My mindset and made up. I will rise, not give up. Perfect this art like a mastercraft. So are you really, really ready for the bomb blast? Blast. Ready for the bomb blast.
Bomb blast, sé de qué vas. Quiero estar arriba para bajar a los demás. Da igual lo que digan porque yo tengo mi paz. No estoy en la cima, I don't need to be fast. I never rest, I'm not the last, I'm not the best. I've got my past, I feel blessed, I feel right. And if I don't get, I don't feel bad, cause I don't care. Maybe I'm mad. I do my music for the laugh. No quiero saber si te gusta o nah. Solo lo solté pa' quedármela. Oh God, nothing can drown me down. And if they do, I turn it into sound. Cause I write better when I'm down, with my whole body on the ground. Cause when I'm lost, then I'll be found. Tan cíclico que el mundo es round. Tan idílico que me da inspiración. Tan clásico que me lleva de lado, relajado. No le temo a nada ni nadie. Hago música en la casa, en la calle. Haters esperando a que falle. Yo estoy yendo de lo grande al detalle. Que se callen, I don't need bias. I've got no layers. Estoy en el valle con todos mis players. Don't wanna be higher, just need pen and paper. I'm real to those liars. I'm free cause I'm nature. See you later, soy una mega. You don't understand. Yo lo hago a mi manera. All I do is art. No espero que lo entienda, my idea sharp.
My food's good, it's the music, bro. Ain't got no time to be on road shotting a dirty crows. Keep them crack rocks for lost pups. My mindset and made up. I will rise, not give up. Perfect this art like a mastercraft. So are you really, really ready for the bomb blast? Blast. Ready for the bomb blast.
I break cables to be myself. Yo me elevo sobre papel. Hago lo que debo. A mí me soy fiel. Rapeo y vuelo. Lo llevo en la piel. I don't need to sell my soul. I'm doing well with my goal. Focusing on my inner goal. My mind moves me roll. My mind moves me roll. Are you ready for the bomb blast? Ready or not, you feel the contrast. I hit the spot, I'll be the outcast. My music starts and I control that. And I control that. Are you ready for the bomb blast? Ready or not, you feel the contrast. I hit the spot, I'll be the outcast. My music starts and I control that.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the Linn Electronics model LM-1, serial number 38. A massive thanks to Joe Britt for his wonderful help and his wonderful flash RAM board with the freshly new reset circuitry, which I have to admit probably saved me a lot of time, because I think the actual fault was capacitance in the wires that was making it flip up. So by design, this is a much better solution, and of course no batteries to go leaky. So to take you out, I've got some beats that Joe sent me, which I think is shipped with his Luma model. So I'll play you out of them, and maybe I'll fiddle around with some tunings. And here's a chain.